In the midst of ancient Greece, Demeter and Dionysus were more than just gods. They were central figures that influenced every aspect of daily life, from the food on the table to the wine in the cup. Their stories reflect deep cultural values, social rituals, and the spiritual connection the Greeks felt with the land and its cycles. Through worship and myth, these gods embody the complex relationship humans have. This video will take you on a journey through their fascinating worlds, exploring not just who they were, but why they mattered so much to the ancient Greeks. Demeter, known as the goddess of the harvest, controls the growth of crops, seasons, and fertility of the earth. Demeter's significance extends beyond agriculture. She was also a symbol of motherhood, loss, and the cyclical nature of life. The Greeks revered her not only for her ability to provide food, but also for her protective, nurturing qualities that were thought to ensure the continuity of family and community. She is often depicted as a mature woman, crowned with a wreath of wheat and holding a torch or a cornucopia, symbols of her nurturing and life-giving power. Demeter's festivals, such as Thesmophoria, were exclusively for women and focused on fertility, social bonds, and honoring the sacred connection between mother and child. Her influence touched upon every aspect of life, from birth to death, making her a beloved figure among all classes of Greek society. Dionysus, on the other hand, is the god of wine, revelry, and the unexpected forces of nature. His influence extends beyond just the wine. He represents the chaos, joy, and ecstasy that come with losing oneself. He is often depicted holding a thyrsus, a staff wrapped in ivy and topped with a pine cone, while surrounded by maenads and satyrs in wild celebrations. Dionysus' role was equally profound. He was seen as a liberator of the soul, offering release from societal norms and constraints through intoxication and ecstatic rituals. God who blurs the line between civilization and wildness, Dionysus was both feared and celebrated. His followers, often depicted as ecstatic maenads and satyrs, reflected the dual nature of his power, joy and destruction, life and death. The god's presence was a reminder of the thin veil between order and chaos, and his cult was one of the most influential in the ancient world, blending theater, music, and dance into a transformative spiritual experience. Demeter's rituals and festivals were vital in ensuring agricultural success and community well-being. Her primary festival, the Eleusinian Mysteries, was one of the most secretive and revered rites in ancient Greece, promising initiates a better fate in the afterlife. Dionysus, meanwhile, was worshipped through the Dionysia, a festival that gave birth to Greek theater, including tragedy and comedy, and became a cornerstone of Greek cultural life. These celebrations allowed citizens to explore complex human emotions, societal norms, and divine interactions through dramatic performances that remain influential in modern storytelling. The worship of these gods was not just about ritual, it was a spiritual necessity, weaving the divine into everyday life. Through Demeter, the Greeks saw the importance of resilience, family, and the natural order. Dionysus, on the other hand, offered a glimpse into the power of release, transformation, and the boundless nature of human emotion. Together, they represent the balance of life's necessities, stability and spontaneity, order and chaos. These gods encapsulated fundamental human experiences. Demeter's story is one of love, loss, and the enduring bond between mother and child, a theme that resonates universally. Her sorrow during Persephone's absence reflects the human capacity for grief and the hope of renewal, while her joy at the reunion symbolizes the cycles of nature and human emotion. In contrast, Dionysus' tales reveals the tension between societal expectations and the desire for freedom. His followers, through their ecstatic worship, found a way to connect with their innermost desires and fears, embracing the wild and untamed parts of the human spirit. Dionysus' impact on theater, music, and art shows how deeply his worship influenced Greek culture. His presence was a reminder that joy, madness, and creativity often come from the same place, and that to truly live, one must occasionally step beyond the bounds of conventional behavior. In this way, both Demeter and Dionysus speak to the full spectrum of human life, the need for structure, and the desire for liberation. Despite their differences, Demeter and Dionysus share a deep connection with the cycles of nature and human emotion. Demeter represents stability, nourishment, and the steady rhythm of life. Dionysus embodies spontaneity, passion, and the unexpected turns of life. These gods were not distant. They were intimately involved in the daily lives and emotions of the ancient Greeks. Now, let's dive deeper into what makes Demeter and Dionysus unique yet connected. By examining their attributes side by side, we can better understand their roles in Greek mythology and their impact on ancient culture. This comparison highlights how the Greeks viewed the forces that govern their lives. On one side, Demeter embodies the nurturing, stable aspects of nature, predictable and sustaining. On the other, Dionysus represents nature's unpredictable and transformative forces, often challenging societal norms. Through their myths, rituals, and artistic depictions, these gods provide a framework for understanding the complexities of the human experience and the natural world. Here are the similarities and differences of Demeter and Dionysus. Let us first talk about their differences. Demeter is the goddess of agriculture, primarily associated with agriculture, grain, and the harvest, while Dionysus is the god of wine and ecstasy, associated with wine, revelry, theater, and ecstatic states. Demeter experienced motherhood. She is the mother of Persephone, whose abduction by Hades plays a significant role in her mythology, while Dionysus experienced transformation and chaos. It represents transformation, wildness, and breaking boundaries, including madness and frenzy. Demeter is depicted as a nurturer. She is often shown as a nurturing, motherly figure in art and myth, while Dionysus is depicted as youthful and androgynous, often depicted as a young, attractive, and sometimes androgynous figure. Demeter's symbols include wheat, cornucopia, torch, and sheaves of grain, while Dionysus' symbols include grapes, ivy, thyrsus, and leopards. Demeter is associated with the seasons. Her grief over Persephone's absence explains the changing seasons, while Dionysus is the god of theater, which is closely linked to drama and performance, influencing the arts and creative expression. Here are the similarities of Demeter and Dionysus. Greek gods. Both are gods from Greek mythology. Associated with nature and fertility, Demeter is the goddess of agriculture and grain, while Dionysus is the god of wine, fertility, and nature. Celebrated in festivals, both were honored with major festivals, Demeter with the Eleusinian Mysteries and Dionysus with the Dionysia. Themes of life, death, and rebirth. Both deities are connected to cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Demeter through the seasons, and Dionysus through his myths of death and resurrection. Symbols of abundance. Both represent forms of abundance, Demeter through the harvest, and Dionysus through wine and revelry. Their worship was not merely about honoring deities. It was an integral part of community life, serving as a means of connecting people to each other and to the divine. Both Demeter and Dionysus were considered protectors of those who honored them, offering blessings, fertility, and a sense of belonging within the community. Their festivals were crucial for social cohesion, providing moments of reflection, joy, and release. The shared themes of fertility and life cycles in their stories and worship reflect the interconnectedness of all life and the importance of acknowledging both the nurturing and the wild aspect of existence. Demeter's mythos often revolves around the themes of perseverance, maternal love, and the impact of loss. Her presence is felt in the quiet, steady rhythms of farming life, where every seed planted is a testament to her nurturing influence. Her emotional journey, particularly in the story of Persephone, emphasizes the human struggle to cope with loss and find hope in the darkest times. In contrast, Dionysus is ever the disruptor, challenging norms and encouraging his followers to embrace the irrational and ecstatic parts of themselves. His myths often end in transformation of tragedy, reflecting the unpredictable nature of his influence. The balance between Demeter's order and Dionysus' chaos is a reflection of the Greek worldview, where maintaining harmony between opposing forces was key to understanding the human condition. Demeter's presence offered stability necessary for a society reliant on agriculture, while Dionysus' influence was a reminder for the need of release and transformation. Together, they taught that life is a delicate balance between control and freedom, and that embracing both aspects is essential for personal and communal growth. Their myths are not just stories, they are reflections of the human journey, highlighting themes of suffering, joy, transformation, and rebirth. By exploring these myths, we gain insights into how the ancient Greeks understood the world around them and their place within it. Each tale offers lessons on resilience, the importance of community, and the power of embracing both the light and dark sides of life. This myth is one of the most poignant in Greek mythology, highlighting the inseparable bond between mother and daughter in the inevitable cycle of life and death. Demeter's relentless search for Persephone represents the lengths a parent will go to for their child, while Persephone's dual existence between the worlds of the living and the dead symbolizes the bittersweet nature of growing up and letting go. This story also serves as a reminder of the natural world's rhythms, where every winter is followed by a spring and every loss by a renewal.